necessary. All right, thank you all so much for your patience while I got that screen shared. So the agenda for today is to discuss the COC King County Consolidated Rapid Rehousing RFP. Today, we're going to go over the timeline, purpose of the RFP, program highlights and scope, funding, budget, rating and scoring, application details, talk about our grant management system Flux, and then Q&A. The timeline for this RFP is, I want to recognize that it's happening during the holiday season, and we tried to give agencies as much time to apply without being in the middle of the holidays. As this is an ongoing project with people currently receiving services, this timeline is set up to ensure there will not be a loss of services when a new provider takes on this program, and that there can be a warm handoff. So with that, the timeline is the RFP was released yesterday, November 30th. Information sessions are today and next Friday as well. And last day for questions to be submitted to us is December 11th at 5 p.m. The application deadline is December 18th at 11:59 p.m. Excuse me. If there are virtual tours or interviews, that would be the week of January 8th. Denial notifications will be sent out the week of January 15th. Award notification, January 22nd. Appeals for denials will be due the week of January 2nd. Contract development will begin the week of January 22nd. And then the estimated contract start date is Thursday, February 1st. Please note that we highly suggest starting responses in a Word document due to the short timeline, just so that you are prepared for the RFP. The purpose of the RFP is to identify an agency to assume responsibility for the ongoing COC King County Consolidated Rapid Rehousing Program. And this is to provide rapid rehousing services to single adults and families experiencing homelessness. And these rapid rehousing services include housing identification, rent and move-in assistance, rapid rehousing case management, and services. The program is to provide short and medium-term tenant-based rental assistance and supportive services for 140 households, with a breakdown of 25 families and 115 single adult households. There are currently 30 households enrolled. The program must also provide trauma-informed, person-centered case management and other eligible supportive services, and have a housing-first approach. The provider we are looking for would have experienced rapid rehousing and be an operator within King County. Eligible costs include rental assistance and supportive services. Ineligible costs include acquisition, rehabilitation, or new construction. All proposals will be reviewed to ensure completeness and alignment with program scope and budget feasibility. The rating team will recommend proposals to be funded, giving preference to proposals that are centered in KCRHA's theory of change, which is, if we create a homeless response system that centers people with lived experience, then we will be able to meet needs and eliminate inequities in order to end homelessness for all. To ensure households receive ongoing support services and operating funds, ensuring that rapid rehousing households meet HUD's definition of literally homeless at intake, that the program is housing first, trauma-informed, well-being, and person-centered. It includes people with lived expertise of homelessness and disability in policy and program development, and advance equity for Black, Indigenous, and other people of color, as well as individuals who identify as LGBTQIA2 Spirit Plus, and individuals with disabilities. This award may offer up to $1,718,820, and we expect to award 1 and up to 3 agencies. As this is COC funding, renewal awards are contingent on the results of the 2024 COC program competition for renewal. So the subrecipient that receives this award would have to go through the annual NOFO process. And you'll see with this breakdown here, we have the COC funds, which is a total of a little more than 1.3 million. And COC programs are required to have a 25% match, which is provided by a Consolidated Homeless Grant and Emergency Services Grant as a part of this award. And so the CHG grant is a little, is close to 85,000, and the ESG grant is 264,000, which comes to a total of 1.7 million. Please note also that the annual renewal for COC funds that include rental assistance are subject to change due to fair market rent adjustments. We are not sure what those may be, but usually that includes an increase in rental assistance. And then renewal of the CHG and ESG grants are dependent on continuation of providing the King County Consolidated Rapid Rehousing Program. The program budget for the COC award has to be the budget that was approved by HUD. There is a process that would have to be followed in order to make changes. So the COC budget, the total award is 1.3 million. Rental assistance is a little over $1 million. Supportive services, a little over 322,000, and admin close to 23,000. The ESG and CHG match have to be used for COC eligible rapid rehousing services. For rating and scoring, applications will be rated out of 100 points for the following criteria, including need for the project and project narrative for 20 points, experience and system coordination for 20 points, commitment to advancing race and social justice for 20 points, lived expertise in person-centered practices for 20 points, data and fiscal management practices for 5 points, and then budget and budget narrative for 15 points. There will possibly be virtual tours or interviews, and those may supplement lost points in one or more of the categories, but they're not rated as a standalone category. The applicant pool will be reviewed by a rating team that includes community members, subject matter experts, and individuals with lived expertise. And this team will recommend applications to be funded and implemented the week of January 15th with the contract start date of February 1st, as discussed earlier. The application due date, again, is Monday, December 18th by 11:59 p.m. All applications must be submitted through Flex. And if you are new to Flex, you need to set up an account. And I'll go through those details in just a little bit. And let me rephrase that. It's highly recommended you start your application early and retain a copy of all your responses on a Word doc in case there is a glitch. As I said, Flux is our grants and contracts management system, and new providers must register and create an account. We strongly encourage applicants to gather all of the required documents. A list is included in the application, and respond to questions in a Word document, then copy and paste into Flex when you're ready to submit a full application. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to contracts@kcrha.org for questions or assistance with your Flex account. On our funding opportunities webpage, you can see more info about Flux, including access to the link to view training videos and demos. So go to the KCRHA Flex website, utilizing this link, which will be shared on our funding opportunities webpage to create your user profile. Staff will be reviewing and approving accounts within 48 hours. When you receive an email with your username and a link to reset your password, please do so as possible. Then when you can access your account, go to people, then organization to ensure all of your information is accurate. This helps us ensure we know who the correct contact people are, and that we have your organization's information up to date. Then you can navigate to apply for funding and begin to complete the RFP associated with the King County Consolidated Rapid Rehousing RFP. Complete that in its entirety and ensure to review it for accuracy and then submit it for our review. For more information, you can go to the funding opportunities webpage that I mentioned. That includes live funding opportunities, frequently asked questions, and recorded information sessions, including this one, and more information on Flux. When we receive questions via email, we add that to the frequently asked questions and ensure it is consistently updated on our webpage. Other information can be found at HUD Exchange on eligible activities for COC Rapid Rehousing, including rental assistance and supportive services. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to the procurement team at rfp@kcrha.org. All right, with that, I'm going to stop sharing my screen to open it up for questions. I see one question in chat. Are proposal questions available in a document, or do we have to get it from the portal? Proposal questions are available in the request for proposal that is on our funding opportunities webpage. And so you'll be able to see all of those questions along with rating criteria for those questions. Okay, any other questions? Is there a specific definition of adult you are using? Anybody over 18 is considered an adult. And then consortium, excuse me, I see a question, are consortium applications accepted? Shawnee, would you be able to assist with that question? If not, we can come back to that question and post that on our FAQ document.
Would you mind coming off mute and just giving a little more context, just to make sure we're understanding you correctly?
Yeah. Hi, this is Brianna with Neighborhood House. I'm just curious if an agency, if it made more sense, if an agency like applied for part of the funding, or if they formed a consortium of multiple like 2 providers or 3 providers to apply for the full thing for that, especially if there was like, some agencies really expertise in serving families and others with single adults and that sort of thing, or are you looking really for folks for providers to apply for the whole thing as one provider?
All right, thank you for clarifying. So you can apply for a portion of the grant on your own. There's no need to create a consortium. We are looking to award up to 3 organizations. So it could be one organization awarded the full award, or organizations that are only looking to take on a portion, as you mentioned, for a model that works for the organization best. Let's see. If only one organization is awarded, would they be required to provide services to clients throughout all of King County, or can they define their service area? I believe it would be required to provide services throughout all of King County, as this is and is what we're looking for. Then I see, how long will grants run for? Starting February 2024. When will the funds need to be used by? So this program runs through a calendar year. So it's January 1 through December 31. And then based on the COC NOFO process would be renewed for the next year. So this is an ongoing year-over-year project. So funds would need to be used by, for this year, would need to be used by December 31st. Any other, oh, I believe I missed one. What does the handoff of current participants look like? So this is currently being developed with the previous provider. And once a provider is identified, we would continue those conversations to ensure that there is that warm handoff. And then I see there is a requirement for RV storage in the RFP. That is a typo. That line can be ignored, and we will be posting an updated RFP with that removed on Monday. All right. If there are no other questions, I'm going to put our email address in the chat. And then I will also include our funding opportunities webpage as well. And yes, I see there's another question about the handoff of current participants that is still in development. And it will be a conversation between the previous provider and the new providers as well.
Hey, Eli, do you want to address the comment about the piece about the RV storage that's in the draft we have? Yeah, give an update.
That is a leftover line from a previous RFP. So the portion about RV storage is inaccurate, and so that can be ignored. And then we will post an updated RFP with that redlined out on Monday. Also speaking to the handoff of current participants, that will be working also with our programs team who work with program providers and provide technical assistance as well. So I placed in the chat the procurement team email. So if you think of other questions, feel free to email us. And then I put our funding opportunities webpage in the chat, and that's where this recording will be posted. You are also welcome to attend the session next Friday as well, if you have any other questions that come up in the meantime. And thank you all so much for being here.
Thank you, Eli.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.